So we finished bacterial and viral disease. Next we proceed with the protozoan disease. So in the protozoan disease, the first we come across the disease which is very familiar as malaria. But what we think, the malaria is caused by mosquito, but it's not like that. Malaria is caused by a Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium, a tiny protozoan. But actually the mosquito will be the carrier for the disease. Different species of Plasmodium are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae and Plasmodium falciparum are responsible for different types of malaria. So of these, malignant malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum is the most serious one and can even be fatal. So what is malignant? The disease which is more severe. Okay. Plasmodium is a digenetic malarial parasite. The primary host of Plasmodium is the female Anopheles mosquito. The intermediate host is the human body. Due to change in the host for completion of life cycle, the phenomenon is called alternating of generations. The sexual cycle begins in the human host, completes in the body of mosquito and vice versa. So here will be the development occurs by two stages. One in human host and another one in mosquito host. So only we are calling this as a digenital malarial parasite. So developmental in human host. When sporocytes are introduced into the human blood, they reach the liver cells. So what happens when the mosquito bites another human, sporocytes are injected with a bite. So mosquito is biting the human and the sporocyte is injected to the human being. These sporocytes develop and reproduce asexually and grow in size. With the growth of the liver cells, get burst and release the cells. Further, these cells acquire space in blood cells and in the entire of the human. With the growth of these cells, the blood cells get burst and release new cells. At this stage, the human host starts showing symptoms like fever. The cell starts reproducing sexually to give male and female gametocytes. So what happens when the mosquito bites the human, the sporocytes enter into the human host. So human being as a host. So next what happens, this sporocytes enter into the liver through the blood. So the parasites reproduce asexually in the liver cells, bursting the cells and released into the blood. So the release into the blood cells and causing cycles of fever and other symptoms, release parasite infect new red blood cells. So and next what happened? So there will be the cells starts reproducing sexually, female and male, and sexual stages gametocytes develop in the red blood cells. Next development in mosquito host. Further, the gametocytes are taken up the female mosquito. So it's injected as the sporocytes, and here the development has grown into the gametocytes. And now this gametocyte, what happened? The female mosquito take up the gametocytes with the blood meal. Further, the gametocytes are taken up by the female mosquito. The fertilization and development take place in the stomach of mosquito. Now the fertilization will be taken place in the host like mosquito. The mature and infectious sporocytes reach the salivary gland of the mosquito. When such mosquito bites the human body, the infectious sporocytes are injected into the blood of human host, completing the cycle of Plasmodium. So this cycle continues and recontinues spreading infection. So here there will be the secondary host. Like when gametocyte is formed in the human host, that is what happened? That is taken out by the female mosquito takes up the gametocytes with the blood meal. And here inside the mosquito, what happened? There will be the fertilization development taken place in the mosquito gut. And in the salivary gland of the mosquito, there will be the production of sporocytes. That is, mature infective stages escape from the guts and migrate to the mosquito salivary glands. And next what happened? This mosquito bites the human being and enters into the sporocyte, into the liver. The sexual process will be taken place, and another, the gameto, once it reaches the gametocyte stage, again the female mosquito will be take over these gametocytes, and the complete life cycle of Plasmodium will be carry over like this. This life cycle of Plasmodium is carried over by two hosts, one in human and other one in mosquito. While in human, there will be the end product called what? Sporocyte to gametocyte, right? So from mosquito, there will be the end product like starts with the gametocytes and ends with the sporocytes. Next we discuss about another one example of protozoan parasite, that is Entamoeba histolytica, which causes a disease called amoebiasis. The species name is Entamoeba histolytica. This is amoebiasis. It occurs in the large intestine of the human. The symptoms will be constipation, abdominal pain and cramp, stools with excess mucus and blood clot. So there will be the confirmation when the stools with the blood clot. So that will be results in the Entamoeba histolytica, the disease called amoebiasis. So who will be the carrier like houseflies? So houseflies act as a mechanical carrier and serve to transmit the parasite from feces of infected person to food and food product, so thereby contaminating them. So drinking water and food contaminated by the fecal matter or the main source of infection. So difference between the malaria and amoebiasis, what is all the differentiation? So in malaria, the organism is Plasmodium falciparum. Here the organism is Entamoeba histolytica. The disease caused there is malaria. The disease caused here is amoebiasis. And there the vector will be mosquito and here the vector will be houseflies. So next is Ascaris, the common round worm, the filarial worm, okay, which causes a disease called ascariasis. So symptoms of these diseases include internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passage. So the eggs of the parasites are excreted along with the feces of infected person, which contaminated with the soil and water and plant. A healthy person acquires this infection through contaminated water, vegetable, fruits. So this is which is carried over by the egg of the parasites. And next we study another one, filarial worms, Wucheria bancrofti and Wucheria malac. So this is very developing chronic inflammation of the organ, which they live in for many years. Like it first it affects only the lymphatic vessels of the lower limbs. And this disease is otherwise called as elephantiasis or filariasis. This is affected and resulting in the gross deformities. The pathogen are transmitted to a healthy person through the bite by the female mosquito vectors. So this will be the elephantiasis. Like the legs look like an elephant. So only we are calling this as a elephantiasis. Next we move on to fungal disease. The fungi belonging to the genera Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidermophyton are responsible for ringworms. So this fungi which causes a disease called ringworms. So it is commonly infectious disease in man. So appearance of dry scaly lesion on various parts of the body such as skin, nails and scalp. So these are the main symptoms of the disease. So these lesions are accompanied by the intense itching. Heat and moisture help these fungi to grow, which makes them to thrive in skin fold such as those in groin or between the toes. So ringworms are generally showing the ringworm acquired from soil or by using the towel cloth affected area of the skin or even the comb of the infected individuals. So here you can see the ringworm patches. Okay. So next we discuss about what in all the control measures have been taken to control the disease. So the first is maintenance of personal and public hygiene. It's one of the very important prevention and control of many infectious diseases. So the measures like the body clean, consumption of clean drinking water, food, vegetable, fruits, etc. So first you should know the point, prevention is better than cure. So once you are very healthy, what happens? There will be no disease which is easily affect you. So first make sure that you are healthy. And every disease has certain weak point susceptible to attack. So the basic approach in controlling disease is to identify these weak points and break the weakest link in the chain of transmission. So in public hygiene includes proper disposal of 149 of waste and excreta, periodic cleaning and disinfection of water reservoir, pools, cesspools and tanks, and observing standard practice of hygiene in public catering. So the infectious agents will be by food and water. Food and water such as typhoid, amoebiasis and ascariasis. So these are the diseases carried over by the infectious agents like contaminated food. The advancement made in biological science have armed us to effectively deal with many infectious diseases. The use of vaccine and immunization program have been enabled us to completely eradicate a deadly disease like smallpox. A large number of other infectious diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia and tetanus have been controlled to a large extent by the use of vaccines. So, in biotechnology, the chapter 12, we will proceed with the what and all the vaccines we invented by the with the help of the process biotechnology. And at the verge of making available newer and safer vaccines, discovery of antibiotic and various other drugs has also been enabled us to effectively treat infectious disease. So this is all about causes and disease in human organisms. Thank you.